Yo guys, welcome back to a new episode of Hijoe Explains. In this episode, I will show you the best tips to win any fight. Okay guys, so the first aspect of the video will be the peaks. I think it's the most important thing in fights. It's the way how you can hit the enemy without them hitting you. So I will teach you everything, all the fundamentals basically about peaks. So I mean, starting at the beginning, I think most of you guys will know the weapon is in the right hand of the character. So you can actually see a bit, it's more on the right. So basically, you need to try in fights to get right-hand peaks, but I think most of the people think they have right-hand peaks, when in reality they don't. So let's say here's the box. I will show you some examples. So the most classic peak probably is this peak. I think you all know it. But guys, actually be careful, because a lot of people will peek like this and say, okay, it's a right-hand peak, nice. But you actually need to go far more to the left. I think a lot of people do it wrong. To be like here, otherwise the enemy can actually easily hit you if you stay like here. So then the peek does not work. You need to peek like this. Oh, you can see, I can see the enemy. The enemy probably cannot see me. So always make sure, let's say you replace the wall. You make the peek, you do the edits. And then not only go like in front, but also go to the left at the same time. So you stand like here when you do the peek actually. So this is the first thing. Second thing, I think, guys, when you replace a wall, let's say, I mean, here's the box of the enemy, you want to push this guy. How could you replace the wall? I think it's a lot of people, I mean, maybe they just jump down. First mistake here is you can easily get pieced. You have basically no way to cover yourself. Let's say you don't even have this cone here. I mean, in the enemy's perspective, you just stand at the wall. And I mean, you could just do like this and you're full pieced. So I think also here you should watch out that you always replace from diagonal angle. I think that's the word, yeah. So you're basically like here from the sides, and also watch out to do a right-hand peek. So always replace the wall to your right. So you can cover this angle already with the wall. Then replace like this. Because what's the advantage here? First of all, the enemy obviously can't box you. Let's say it's a duo maybe, they run out and want to piece you. If you're fast enough, you can just place the wall here and you are safe basically. Then you can do like this and get a pump maybe. And second of all, also when you get the wall, let's say you replace and then you get the wall, you can create basically a right-hand peak pretty easy. So you do an open edit like this. Then you have right-hand peak here on the left wall. But obviously, let's say you're the enemy, I can show you counterplay. If they get the wall, I think, oh, you're fucked, they have the wall, what should I do now? Oftentimes when enemy replays like this, it's a calm situation. You can just stay like here, and then let's say the enemy opens. And then you can place this wall and you have basically exit control again. If you're the guy getting pushed. So it's a kind of nice technique. You can do against it. If you are the replacer, just place the wall like this and edit like this. So the enemy can't really do much then. So other thing I think a lot of people don't even know yet is the Windows peaks. I mean, window peaks are really good peaks, I think. Because you can move to the right and then kill the enemy. But I think what you guys don't know, a window peek actually does not work if you stand like right at the wall. Let's say you do a peek like this, and then you have right-hand peek. You guys would all think, oh my god, this crazy peek. Shit on the enemy, pretty easy. But in reality, the right-hand peek does not work with a window when you stand right in front of the wall. So if you see like this, you can see the little cross, red cross. I can't shoot actually. Because every time you need to do a window peek, you need to stand a bit more behind. So you do a window peek, but you can't stand right at the wall. You need to go back. And then you can create the right-hand peek. You see, now I can shoot. But in comparison, when I stay right next to the wall, now I can't shoot. So when I'm like here, then yeah, I can do the right-hand peek properly. Otherwise, I'm like here. You see, I can't shoot, but the enemy in the box. I mean, they can already see me. So then you can also lose, even if you think you may have the right-hand peek. And another point, guys, I think a lot of people can be more creative about your peaks. A white hand peak is not only when you do this, it's not only when you do like this. I mean, white hand peaks you can find them in every situation basically. Let's say the enemy comes from above. Then you can also create a white hand peak, but maybe not with a wall instead of with a floor. Let's say the enemy is above you. Of course, you can go like back and then jump like this. You can also try to do like this. So then you can see again, you have the white hand peak, and let's say the enemy is like here, and then he wants to jump. He goes like this. So you can get the white hand peak on the floor, because white hand peaks are on the floors, on cones, everywhere. You can pump him and then go back into the box instantly and basically get a free shot. Okay, guys, so another example of a pretty common peak, which is really good. It is not directly a white hand peak, but let's say you added the wall. I mean, maybe you have a cone here to be safe, just so the enemy can't block you off with a ramp. Is this peak actually basically the opposite of this classic peanut peak? So it's like you choose the bottom right, and then it can actually pump the enemy in the foot. So you can see I can pump the bot pretty easy. Of course, you cannot hit the headshot. This is basically a disadvantage of the peak. But if you look out of the perspective of the enemy, let's say I stand here. Wow, the box goes away. But let's say I stand here. So actually, I cannot see the enemy. So they can't really see you when you do this peak. You see, I can shoot him, but I mean, his vision bow, he can see nothing. So basically, you can get a free pump with this peak pretty easy. So yeah, guys, that was just some examples of white hand peaks you can do. I think you get what I mean. I think it's really important to actually be in the white hand peak, because a lot of people think they are in the white hand peak, but they are not in reality. And I will show you guys now the best map to practice. So it's actually the map I'm already on. You can see on the top is the map code. You guys can do a screenshot or something. And then go on the map. You can see here Peace Control X Peak Training. I think that's really effective. It's just like a test to see if your peaks are actually good. Because here, the bots will shoot you whenever you don't have a peak. So you can see like this. As I explained, it was not really a white hand peak. But I sent like this. You can see the bot does not hit me. So I think this map is pretty effective to see if your peaks are actually good you do in-game. I think afterwards you also need to take a look on your peaks in-game and have more awareness if they're actually good. So you can see the thing I sent over the window. He can actually shoot me, but I cannot shoot him. So window peak, if I'm like this, I get a free pump. So you can do this either on normal or on hard. I mean, hard is basically the ultimate test if your peaks are good. Here, the bot hits you instantly. Look here, this is basically the perfect example. The bots, you can see he could hit me, but I cannot hit him because of the red cross. So, but let's say I'm more away from the window. Okay, here I have no space right now. So then I can get a free pump. So I think this is a pretty effective way to see if your peaks are good. And you can also do this every day and then practice your peaks. So this peak was pretty bad, but let's say it like this. I think it's a pretty effective way to train your peaks. You can see, even like this, you may have thought it was the best white hand peak, but the bot still shoot me. You actually need to send when you do this peak all the way to left. All the way to left, guys. Okay, second thing I want to show you guys is I think the best way to get kills in-game with Katana without even fighting. It's a pretty common way I actually use a lot. It works in top 10k lobbies, top 20k lobbies, top 500 lobbies, but also in the best lobbies. So like top 100 lobbies. And I can speak out of experience. It's basically pretty easy. All you need is a Katana. And you maybe already have seen it, but I think a lot of people don't really abuse it as they could. Obviously, it only works when you have Katana. But let's say the enemy walks in front. So basically, the play is you Katana up, shoot Katana 2 times up, and then with the third Katana, you go in front. So you basically land right on the head of the enemy. Let's say you have a pump, you get a free pump on the enemy, and then you can kill him without even fighting. So let's say you're not a good fighter. I think this strategy helps you to get kills, even if you're bad. So I will show you some examples, how I use it in-game. You can see this basically a bot of a solo cash cup. You can see I have purple katana. And I saw the guy on the hill. So you can see I katana 2 times up, so the enemy has no sounds. And then you can see already I saw him and I katana straight on him. He has no awareness because he didn't even see me, he didn't hear me. And I can get a free pump. In this case I had 200 pump instant. Or let's say here another example. Here I only have blue katana, guys. I think with blue katana it's harder to do it because then it can happen that the enemy hears you in the air and then builds. But if you're like on the house, as I'm in this example, then it works pretty easy. So you can see it's off spawn. Yes, enemy, I already see him. And I just katana up. Yeah, actually only one time because the house was so high, but I could have been 2 times as well. Then I land straight in his face. In this scenario, I probably should have katana another time so I can land in his face. You can see I land kinda above. But still I got like 90 damage at this point. So I already have an advantage. You can see he's still in shock and I have best piece control. So I can get the kill instant. Oh my god. You can see I was already on 91 points. So this was basically top 100 lobby. And this kill was so easy just because of this good strategy. I think this actually, yeah, if you can't fight guys, use this strategy. I think it will help you a lot. And let's say an enemy hears you in the air. What happens, bro? It does not matter. You can just land on the ground and then katana away and search for another enemy. Or I mean, in the worst case, he beams you for like 50 or 60. Or whatever, doesn't really matter to be honest. Most of the times, if you do it right with purple katana, then the enemy will not see you. So especially if you are a few layers higher than the enemy, I think it's more easy. But make sure to katana up first. And then katana to him with the last katana. So basically he has no sounds when you're this high up in the air. And yeah guys, I think this is pretty good to win any fight. Let me know in the comments if you learned something. Tell me more topics I can do in the off season. And see you guys in the next video. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment and subscribe if you don't want to miss out the next episodes. Especially in the next season guys, I will tell you everything about the new meta. You guys know new season means basically a restart of everything. And it's a chance for everyone to become pro, I think. Because maybe old pros will not grind and you can grind and then understand the meta and replace the Q pros basically. And yeah guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Goodbye.